Salve discipulus or salute discipuli. We are going to go over lesson 9 in Prima Latina here. Lesson 9 is the last lesson before your unit exam. In Prima Latina, that would be page 46. Now, in lesson 9, we learned the word sedete for your practical Latin. Sedete means to sit down, to many. This is a very common word we learn in our school because I teach it to many students. Sedete means sit down, to many. So this would be an easy word for you to learn. Now we remember what the singular form of this is. Sede, S-E-D-E. That means sit down to one person. Lesson. The lesson is about the numbers in Latin. This is a very easy Latin lesson, and we do not need to elaborate too much here. But the numbers 1 through 5 in Latin are unus, 1, duo, 2, tres, 3, quator, 4, quinque, 5. Those split into a lot of musical terms like duet and why can't I think of it? But a lot of different musical terms coming from the Italian and French come from these numbers. But we also get words like quarter from quator and like the words like quintuplets or 5 babies that a mommy's having. On page 47, we have your Latin prayer, the Gloria Patri. Gloria Patri, this would be one of our final things that we are learning here. At Nunc and Semper would be what we're learning this week. And your derivatives are unite, unicorn, dual, tertiary, trio, quartet, quarter, quintuplets. Now, I usually spend a lot more time in this lesson talking about derivatives. Derivatives is not something that little children get easily. But if you keep talking about it, they will understand. I usually have them underline the Latin root word, and soon they will catch on to how this connects to the Latin word. And then we do funny things like unicorn. Unicorn. How many unicorns have you seen? What is a unicorn? What's distinct about unicorn that makes it special, and etc. We really get to hardcore knowing what derivatives are. I also do a lot more action things in this class period because this lesson is not very long. Now, so we would have you have 1 pencil, 2 pencils, 3 pencils, 1 book, 2 books, 3 books. We use this opportunity to learn these practical Latin words like pencils, stilus, book, libros, and etc. in order for them to understand that Latin is a practical language as well. For your exercises for Latin for lesson 9, we have your review questions, which is hello and goodbye in Latin. We have your translate section, which we always usually have, and that's just translating the numbers. We have our speaking Latin section, count to 1 to 5 times, practice your pronunciation, and then practice saying your Latin prayers. So this week we would focus more on saying this Latin prayer to really get it down, your Gloria Patri. And then you write out your vocabulary words. On the next page, we actually draw pictures. This is one of the few times where we actually draw pictures in this class. And then you draw a description. It's such a fun thing. Other things we talk about in this class period would be money, like quarter, where we get a lot of things like quarter, and using that term with the 4. It's everywhere in our English, and it comes directly from the Latin. So, and then we talk about measuring things like quart and breaking things up into quarters. Now, since Prima Latina is a 2nd grade level class, you know, this is just the beginning to understand section, but yes. It's just a start of how we can think in a logical, practical way about this language that applies to our daily lives. Our next lesson would be lesson 10, and then it would be our unit exam after that. So I hope you enjoyed this little mini lesson here. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah, have a great week.